All right, hey guys, what's going on? My name is Chris Hawkes, and this is your best life defined. So, 4th of July is behind us. Hope you had a wonderful 4th. Hope your family and friends are all doing well. I hope you took advantage of it to the best that you could, of course, given our current situation. You know, I think if there was anything I was afraid of, I've always been afraid of, and I continue to be afraid of, it would be that I get to the end of my life and there is a long list of things I wish I had done. You know, a long list of things that I think about and I think, oh man, why didn't I do that? When I talk about your best life, when I talk about living your best life, that's kind of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you going through your day and one day leads into the other and you never get that day back. We will never get this moment back. In fact, thank you for listening because you are actually taking moments out of your life to listen to what I have to say, to listen to my ideas, and I really appreciate that. But when I'm talking about living your best life, I'm talking about knowing that every morning you wake up with the goal to make the best of every moment you have. To make the best of every moment you have and to capitalize on opportunities that are right in front of you. And if they're not, then to capitalize on the ability to make those opportunities happen. See, like me, you are going to be at a moment in your life where you will look at your life and it'll be done. You will be at the end of your life and you will be saying, I wish I had. And I don't think you can ever escape that. I think even now, I mean, I look at this podcast and I think about all the things I've done and all the work I put into it every day. But you know, the one thing I know for sure is I will never have to say, I wish I had taken the time to share my story. It doesn't even matter if anyone ever listens to it or this goes anywhere. The reality is my grandkids and my great-grandkids and even their children, possibly, depending on how technology goes, will have the opportunity to hear my story, to hear my voice, to see my face, to understand who I am, the kind of person that I am. I will never have to say, boy, I wish I'd have spent more time telling my story. When you look at your life and you look at the choices you make every day, why are you making them? And are the choices you're making keeping you from doing the things that you love to do or keeping you from living the kind of life you actually should be living? You know, I get it. It's easy. I mean, and it's a little scary. I mean, think about Sandy and I, when we told our friends, oh, I think we're going to sell the house and we're going to buy us a fifth wheel and we're going to start traveling around the country. People were like, really? Really? I mean, oh, and I got empathy. Some people even said, and even now when we travel, we'll introduce ourselves to people in new communities and we talk about our life and we're all excited about it, or maybe we don't convey the level of excitement that they pick up on it. But the thing is, you know, you get this, I'm sorry. It's almost an I'm sorry. But I will never, ever face that issue where I have to say, boy, I wish I'd have traveled around the country. I wish I'd have taken the time to spend a month in Bar Harbor, Maine, to eat fresh lobster, to go on Cadillac Mountain and watch the sunrise. I will never have to say, boy, I wish I had watched whales. I went on a whale watching trip and actually got to see some whales. I wish I had. When it comes down to it, this is what's at stake. See, it doesn't matter how you spend today. It's gone. As soon as you close your eyes, every chance you had to make today better will be gone. And tomorrow, if you're lucky, if you're blessed, if life hands you the opportunity, you'll have one more day to try it again, to live your best life, to spend time doing what you love, to spend more time doing what you love than what you have to do. And even if you spend all of your time tomorrow, or the rest of your time today, doing what you have to do, the idea is to make it so that it takes you someplace you want to be. It gives you the opportunity to knock one of those I wish I had out of the way, where you can say, well, there's one for the books. There's one for the books. I'll never have to say, I wish I had kayaked on Lake Avery in Meeker, Colorado. Now, is it perfect? No. There's not been a place I've been in yet where I've pulled out of with our fifth wheel and headed down the road and I've looked back and I thought, oh man, I wish I had. Because life is so full of opportunities. It's this big, massive menu. And you just get to reach and pick and choose. Now, some things you can't reach right now. I mean, because it's a time and money equation. If you don't have the time and you don't have the money to do it, then you have to work for it. But the way you make it so that it's something you can say, I did that, or it's something you can say, oh yeah, we rocked that. It's about reorganizing yourself and focusing your energy towards that goal. Taking action every day towards that goal. Because just like me, you are going to say, I wish I had. And even now, I mean, I think back to my life when I first got married and as a young husband and dad, there are so many things I think about and I wish I had. You know, I can't imagine where our relationship would be had I just applied myself to it. I wish I had just taken the time to be kinder and to try and understand why it was we were being the way we were with each other and why our relationship was headed in the direction it was. Imagine how that had been. But I'm not going to have to say that now because I know why. I spent the time, I've put the work in, I continue to work to grow and to help my wife and I become better friends, better partners, and to be the team that we're meant to be. And does it ever end? No. It doesn't ever end. Because it's an evolution. It's an evolution, and as long as we're living and as long as we're alive, we should be moving forward in a direction. Don't wait till you run out of time to say, boy, I wish I'd have done a better job at work. Or, boy, I wish I would have went back to school and become a bartender or a barber or something that you dreamed of doing but just didn't see how it could happen. See, the reality is it doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter where you are. The only thing that matters is where are you going? Where will you find yourself in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? I know people right now who if I asked them if there was anything they wish they had done, there are people I know who would say, I wish I had never started smoking. I wish I had worked out more. I wish I had been kinder and more understanding to the people I love. I wish I'd have been a better brother, a better mother. There are people who are saying that now, and it's too late. Sure, you can show kindness, you can try and make amends for the things you've done, but why would you have to? Do it now. Do it now. Because my perfect plan is to be able to wake up and I realize that my life is coming to an end and to have a long ass list of things that I did actually do. A long list of things that I focused on and I put my resources towards and I didn't give up on until they happened. And even when I was scared, even when I was thinking to myself, man, I don't want to do that. That's scary. I did it anyway. I mean, think about it. There's a time in my life when I will look back and I will say, oh God, I can't believe I did podcasts. I got videos. I got 300 videos, 600 videos, 1,000 videos. I mean, there's going to be some times like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Because that's just how it goes, right? You do things and then you look down the road or you get down the road a ways and you look back and go, man, what was I thinking? That was crazy, right? But I'll never have to say, boy, I wish I had. Because I'm doing it. And for as crazy as it was for us to sell everything, I will never, ever have to say, I wonder what it's like to travel around the country. I wonder what it's like to pull a big-ass fifth wheel through a big metropolitan area and to deal with traffic and just to do that thing that so many other people are afraid to do. And not to invite you. I'm not inviting you to be me or to live my life. What I'm inviting you to do is take a look at who you are. I'm not judging. I'm not judging your life. All I'm saying is that you can do better. And if you want to live a better life, then all you have to do is define what that looks like. All you have to do is take a look at your life and say, well, will this make it better? Would I be better off if I actually got to go and spend my weekends like I did this last 4th of July instead of 1 or 2 weekends a year? That's your weekend? The reality is this is where it gets kind of confusing for me, because the truth is most people can't see it. I talk to people all the day about happiness and they're like, oh, I'm happy. When you can see the stress on their face, you can see that they're never unwound. They're always uptight. And I know what that feels like. I used to be that. But you are one choice away from living your best life. You are one choice away from never having to say, I wish I had. I wish I'd done this. And all it amounts to is defining that goal, talking about that goal, building that goal up in your mind and in your life to the point that it becomes a real tangible thing that you work for and that you own and that you strive for. So you have to create energy around the idea. The idea of me helping you, the idea of me doing this idea has been cooking for years. You've seen it. If you go back and look at my YouTube channel, you'll see my first attempts. You'll see my first attempts at video, and you'll if you go back and listen to the early podcasts, I don't know what I sound like. I haven't listened to those podcasts since about the first week that I put them out, because the story keeps evolving. And I don't know, I don't feel nearly as stressed as I used to. I figure this is just a conversation between me and you. I think we all wish there were things we had done as we get older or we face our demise, right? And when I think about living your best life, I guess what it amounts to is you wake up every day and you have choices and you choose things based on some idea you have. The question is does that idea come from you? Does it come from within who you are? Or is it an idea you were given? And this is where the debate comes in. Everybody said, they defend their choices and they defend their life, and that's fine. I do the same thing. I don't necessarily defend my life. I can justify it. The reason I live in a fifth wheel, as I've said before, is because it's a launch pad for my life. It's not a status symbol. It's not for me to wave my flag and go, hey, look at me. And when I post stuff, I haven't been posting a lot on social media because I'm kind of losing its luster for me. I think it's a big waste of time. But I do post every once in a while just to let my friends and family know I'm still doing it. It's not to impress you. It's not to show you, hey, wave my flag so you think, oh, wow, look at him. It's to remind you of what's possible. It's to remind you that no matter where you are, you're one choice away from the next step. You're one choice away from a better life. And that means, and is it easy? No, this was the hardest thing I've ever done, I think. Moving into a fifth wheel, selling all our stuff. But then this podcast was also the hardest thing I've ever faced. I mean, facing my reality and being honest with you and sharing my ideas with you, with all the self-esteem issues that I have and the self-doubt. This has been a struggle for me, but you can see where I'm at right now. And the reason that I'm sitting where I'm at right now is because I stuck at it. And I never wanted this to be one of those things I wish I'd have done. One of those things I wish I'd have continued till I finished it. You see where it is, right? I don't know. What's ironic is none of us know when our end is. We don't know when it's going to end. We make plans like we're going to live forever. When reality is, we don't know, and that's why it's so important to stop doing it the way you're doing it and think about how you could do it better. Think about how you could do it better so you could have access to more of the things you love. I mean, I know it's a crazy idea. I know the idea of working to play. Oh, he wants me to work to play? Well, I gotta get shit. Well, you do, I guess. I mean, if that's your thing, if that's what fires your rocket. But if you take a look back at what you did this weekend, that's what fires your rocket. If you take a look back at how you spent your 4th of July weekend, that's what gets your thing. That's your thing. So it doesn't make any sense when I say, well, why in the hell do you own the house? Why are you doing what you're doing? You go, well, because I love it. No, it's already been proven. Go look at what you did this last weekend. That's what you love to do. Going out on the lake, that's what you love to do. And how you get there is you decide. I'm going to put time and money towards this, and if I don't have time and money, I'm going to find a way to create it or to access it. And maybe that means you don't have a lawn. I mean, people think I'm crazy when I start talking about my lawn story, about how I don't believe in having a lawn. For me, a lawn is a big-ass waste of time. Well, it is. 3 hours a weekend for me? You know how much fun I can have in 3 hours? You know how much more fun I can have than it is to mow a lawn and take care of a lawn and weed eat and do all that crap? I mean, I'm not even apologizing for that. That is a simple fact. And that's the silliness about this. When you hit the end of your road, when you're sitting there and things are getting dark and you're kind of looking back on your life, you're not going to say, boy, I wish I'd have had about 10 more acres of lawn. I wish I could have replaced 6 or 8 more sprinkler systems before I go. Not a chance. So if that's how you're going to feel at the end, why not feel that way now? Why wouldn't you follow up on it while you still have time? Because like I said, I mean, this moment's gone. Thank you for listening, but this moment is gone. You will never get the time that's passed back. And if you don't figure out an angle and a path for tomorrow, it'll go just like today. And when you hit the end of that road and the lights start going out, guess what? You're going to be sitting there saying, I wish I had. Well, I don't know. I think I'm doing pretty good at this. I think I'm liking what I'm doing. I spent a lot of time. Just so you know, I don't just these are off the cuff. In other words, I've got a one-liner. This is I wish I had. That's the title of the script I'm looking at on my computer. But I've spent so much time thinking about why my life is the way it is, and I want to thank you for that, because one of the benefits I get from doing this podcast is that I get the benefit of looking at my own choices in my own life and making decisions based on that. It's cool. Because I keep myself in check. I keep myself accountable for the things I'm telling you. This isn't just a matter of me telling you whatever I want to and giving you bullshit. You realize that this life I'm living, this is all I have. I have a 5x10 storage unit with pictures and a few mementos from my dad and from my wife's family and stuff. But other than that, this is it. This is our life. And the reason that we made this choice is because I never wanted to get to the end of my life and wish I had taken an opportunity or faced my fears and went out and did the thing that no one else wants to do or everyone else is afraid to do. And that is to capture the things that give us the most energy. And, you know, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but it's amazing to wake up in the morning in a new place. There's nothing more thrilling than moving day, the morning that we back the truck up and we're bringing the slides and organizing the inside of the RV and checking our mirrors and checking our lights, and we strap in and we say a prayer that everyone on the road stays safe and that we stay safe, and then you pull out and there's a knot in your stomach and your heart's racing and you're just like in the moment, and you're looking at each other and you're excited, and my wife, she's my co-pilot, Sandy, and she'll give me that first clear. That's where she looks out her side of the truck just to verify that there's nothing coming. It's safe to pull out, and we hit that road and I hit that throttle. I'll never have to say I wish I had. I'm not judging your life. Live your life. But within your life, within the things you do, start squeezing in things that are important to you, things that you don't ever want to regret not having taken the time to do, not ever having put the effort into doing it. Because it'll make a difference in your life. And once you get on that path and you find the energy and the momentum and you get that win, you know, that thing that you go after you sit and listen to a few of these podcasts and you realize you can, and you go after it, and the next thing you know, you're like, whoa, can you believe it, baby? Credit card is paid off. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, I could keep talking about this. This is a good one for me. I'm excited about the future. I'm really excited about this. I think that if you just keep listening, keep holding on, I'm really trying to find my voice here. The technical side of this is a little weird for me because I tend to want to over-animate. I've got these ideas in my head about what a podcast should look like or sound like and what the corresponding video should be like. And, you know, I think at this point I'm not really giving too much care, putting too much effort into it, because the reality is the message is here. And if it's not as exciting as you want it to be, I am sorry about that. This is the best I can do. But the information is solid, and it's all about you waking up every day to something better. It's all about you waking up every day and struggling, facing the struggles you face, because you know they are worth the life you're living. Because they open up the door on opportunities and things that struggle gives you access to. It's about access in your life. I hope I'm helping. I'm right here. Or even if you step away, you come on back in 6 months or a year, I'll still be here. And you'll be like, damn, he's still here. Oh, man, doesn't that guy ever shut up? Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July. I hope you'll tune in again tomorrow. I'm putting one of these out a day. Check out my YouTube channel. Not very impressive. I don't mind saying that. I'm going to just be honest with you. It's the truth. You're sitting here listening to me or watching me tell you the same thing you're listening to. But if you check it out, it's chrishawkes.com. The podcast, if you share the link, I would really appreciate that as well. It's share it and grow. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm trying to give you something. I'm trying to give you the opportunity to live your best life. So until next time, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.